gosh. Oh. I'm watching the like 20 years of Hogwarts or whatever. I'm definitely gonna cry.
The Sorcerer's Stone. The what?
They're
Honestly,
babies.
don't you two read?
Oh. Oh my gosh. So I am over my head cold for the most part. I still have a little teeny tiny bit of a cough sometimes, but for the most part I'm over it. However, I am still dealing with this weird heart symptom thing. Obviously, when I was sick with a head cold, I was weak and like just walking around left me out of breath and stuff like that. I mean, and that's pretty common, I think, with sometimes with head colds, especially when you're someone who isn't in the best health to begin with. But now that that's cleared up, the like weakness and stuff hasn't also cleared up, and it's concerning to me. I have like walked around in my backyard for like 15 minutes a couple of times, and each time after I'm just like so dizzy and weak and lightheaded, and I'm just like ugh, because I'm supposed to go to work today. Like I feel like I've missed so much work. I haven't worked since Christmas Eve, and it's now the 3rd. So I feel like I've missed a ton of work. My paycheck is gonna be so small. It's gonna be so small. So I talked to my manager, and she was just like, work however long you want to work and don't worry about anything else. And I was just like, okay. Like that could make me cry. Like she was like, we just want you healthy. Like, so it's really awesome that I work somewhere that is so open to being flexible with me in regards to my health. And so I text the like lead supervisor person and asked her like when would be most beneficial or most helpful for me to come in. And she said during lunches. Obviously that makes sense. So I am going into work today for 2 hours, and we'll see how I do. And I will just have to accept that that's all I can do right now. But hopefully I'll be able to actually do it. One, but I just have to accept that that's where I'm at right now, and hope that the next 3 weeks hope that within the next 3 weeks I don't get worse. Like that's a big fear of mine. I'm like, what if I am worse in the next 3 weeks waiting to see a cardiologist? So, but it's okay. I am accepting that my paycheck is going to be cut significantly again, and I'm accept that I'll only be working a couple hours each shift. That's okay. Maybe I'll start to like gain more endurance back after being so sick. You know what I mean? Not that I was like super sick, but maybe that's just the way my body is. So yeah, Happy New Year. I watched that Harry Potter thing last night, and I really enjoyed it. I love Harry Potter, though a lot of it has been tainted for me because of the author, who I hate. I hate her. And I do believe that like Harry Potter has grown to become bigger than just her, but also it has kind of been tainted for me. Anyway, I love the actors, I love the movies, and it was really cool to watch. And just to see like how much they all love each other, and like how special it was for them, and it was just cool. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, it's on HBO Max. It was good. I teared up, but I didn't cry. Like the person that I saw talking about it first, she was like, it's such a catharsis. You will cry and blah blah blah. And I was like, I didn't. I didn't do that. I also was not feeling well last night, like at all. And when I don't feel good, I'm like all of my energy is saved. Like crying is extra energy. All right. Happy New Year. I hope your new year is going well. So far, so good. All right. So, I went to work. I was only there for like 2.5 hours. And I'm ready to not be there. Like, I'm so tired, and I did it. It's fine. But I don't know how I would stay for a full shift right now. So, but I'm glad I did it. I'll go back tomorrow for another shift. Anyway, I did get things in the mail today. At home COVID test for the next time. Hopefully there's not a next time when I don't feel well, or hopefully there's not a next time of being exposed. I haven't been exposed, not that I know of. Anyway, but then I also got some new masks because I'm a little freaked out about COVID all of a sudden. I mean, I've always had anxiety about it, but after getting this head cold, I'm just like, nope. So I bought like KN95 masks, whereas before I've just been using like cloth. So anyway, got some of those. And then this is a calendar, not the Harry Styles calendar that I mentioned. I've always had a calendar in my bathroom because like when you're at my sink, there's nothing there. Most people have a mirror. I don't have a mirror, but I want something there to look at. So I've always had just like a cheap calendar right there to have, and I like it. And then I told you that I wanted the Harry Styles calendar, but then I was like, it's a really nice calendar and I'm gonna want the pictures to not be damaged by, I don't know, like the shower water that somehow, or even the sink water maybe, I don't know. Somehow the calendar in my bathroom always gets wet. So I don't want that to happen. So I was like, I still need a calendar for in there. So I got this, and of course it's come bent. Even though you saw that box that it was in. It came in a freaking box and yet still showed up bent. Anyway, this is the Enlightened Roomy, or Rummy, I don't know. Because I also like to have a calendar that has words on it that I can like read and think about. Maybe you are searching among the branches for what only appears in the roots. Now, I will say I don't like know anything about this person. I don't know who Rumi is. I'm vaguely familiar with the name, but I don't know anything about them. But I really liked their like geometric designs and then little quotes, and that's just, it was only $7. So you can't argue with $7, even though I used to get all of my calendars at the Dollar Tree, but the last couple of times that I've been and looked, they didn't have anything that I liked. So I'm still waiting on my Harry Styles calendar though. I will be very excited when that comes in, but that won't be in for another couple of weeks because they're doing like small batch orders. I'm at my naturopath today for a follow-up of when I was here last. And apparently I'm running a low grade fever this morning. So that's fun. Oh, I should say, I don't feel any like symptoms aside from like what I'm always dealing with. It's fine. It's fine. All right, so the low grade fever is really not even a fever. It's in like, it was like 99.2, so it's fine. There's not much that like my doctors can do until I see my cardiologist. But it was funny, like the doctor that I saw today printed out this paper for me, lightheadedness and a racing heart. And I'm like, oh, that's literally me. Like that's it. She did a very brief POTS test, where they like take your blood pressure when you're sitting and then they take your blood pressure when you're standing. She even did it where like we waited 5 minutes instead of doing it immediately after, and it was fine. So I don't know, maybe I don't have POTS, but this is exactly me. Lightheadedness and a racing heart. That's me. So I don't know. I'll read through this, see what's going on. I'm just frustrated. I'm not frustrated at my doctor by any means because they're lovely here. They're wonderful. They're just so expensive and it's not covered by insurance. And I'm just like, what is the point? So yeah, I just have to hold on. I just have to keep going for another 3 weeks until I see the cardiologist before anything can even happen. Not that I'll even get answers in 3 weeks, you know, like that's just when the next appointment is. But we did another urine analysis and I am not dehydrated today, so that's good news. So I need to go get gas. So I said I was going to do the 1 second a day thing that I've done in the past that I didn't do last year. I was gonna start that up again this year. And it's hard to like get back into the routine of it. Like I did not take any videos the first like 3 or 4 days of this year. So I've kind of already failed the challenge. Not that it's a challenge, but it's hard to like get back into it. I should have started just as practice that first or the last week of last year. Oh well. Taking my tree down today. I really am so glad that I got this tree this year, and I'm so glad I put the flowers on it. I think it's so pretty, and I'm gonna be sad to see it go, but I'm also ready to like get to change it, I guess, to be done until later this year. Till next Christmas. I have just gone into this year just not feeling good at all. Like, oh my gosh. So anyway, it's the 6th of January. I just got a package of, I'm assuming these are books. And so I was like, maybe I'll do a little book talk to end out the video. Because at the beginning of the year, I always, or I should say at the end of every year and the start of like the next year, I always just have this big, strong desire to read a bunch of books. And then it kind of like filters out as the year goes on, and then I'll go through like spurts of like reading a lot. So the first book that I read this year is called Green Valley, and it's a science fiction noir, like futuristic science fiction technology. It's basically like there is a city that has gone completely virtual reality, and everyone that's there has been surgically hooked up to virtual reality, and like a centralized, they call it the eye, that like alters their hormones and stuff like that, and they just all live completely virtual reality. And then on the next town over, they've gone completely like old school. Like they don't have smartphones anymore. They don't really have like the internet anymore. They've just gone the complete opposite direction because they got upset with like companies selling their data and stuff like that. Anyway, then it turns out that children start showing up dead in the city that doesn't have smartphones and stuff, and it's assumed that they are children from Green Valley. So then the rest of the story is basically figuring that out, like where these children, why these children are dying, where they're coming from, who's killing them, and then you also learn like the secrets of Green Valley. I gave it a 3 out of 5 on Goodreads because it was interesting, but it felt like it's not even that long of a book. It's like a normal, average length book, but I feel like it took me forever to read because it just didn't catch my interest. Like concept was interesting, but like execution was a bit boring. There's also this like random like supernatural effect that I don't even think was explained at all, and I'm like, what? I don't know. So, or maybe it was explained, but by the time it was explained, I was like just so ready to be done with the book. Yeah, that was the first read. The second, what I'm currently like halfway through, is called One Last Stop, and this is a science fiction as well, because it kind of has like a supernatural element to it. Kind of sort of deals with time travel in a unique way, I guess. This is cute. I don't know. I'll see how the second half of the book goes before I decide like where I'm at. As of right now, it's more like a 4 out of 5. It is very cute, very diverse cast, or like characters, very diverse. The main like love story. It is between two women, which is always awesome. So we'll see how I go. I'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. And then I got A Marvelous Light, which is a magical, like, fantasy genre. I don't really know too much about it, but like I was obsessed when I was shopping online because Barnes and Noble had like a big sale at the beginning of the year. Like hardbacks, what are they called? Hardcovers were like very discounted. So I bought a couple books. Anyway, and I was just like obsessed with how this one looked. So this is the one that I'm going to read next. I think I already showed you guys this one, The Glitch, that I got at the Dollar Tree. And then we'll see what I got today. I bought these books from Barnes & Noble at the same time that I bought A Marvelous Light when they were discounted. But they must have come from two different places because I got the Marvelous Light book like days ago. Okay, so the next book is The Nightingale. Soon to be a major motion picture, so I'm really glad I'm reading it now. Because I always regret, like, there's a TV show on Hulu, I think it's on Hulu, called 9 Perfect Strangers. Is that what it's called? I think it's called that. I really liked the series, but I didn't know that it was a book. Like, I so would have rather have read the book and then watched the series, but I didn't realize it when I started watching it. What is this even about? Oh, okay, so it's a war, what's it called? A war novel? Takes place during World War II from the perspective of two women. Obviously, the Nightingale. I get it now. Okay, this is probably gonna make me cry. It's so thick too. That's a big book. I saw this recommended by someone that I follow on Instagram, and so I figured I would give it a shot. And then the last book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I saw a lot of people talk about last year, and I just never got into it for some reason. But then it was discounted on Barnes & Noble. These two aren't even hardcovers. I only ended up buying one hardcover, but these ones were also discounted. But I guess some people prefer hardcovers. I don't really care. So yeah, I'm interested to read this one as well. And then... And then, oh, this is such poor quality. Oh my god, this is so bad. This is so bad. I'm embarrassed. What? What? This isn't even... Okay, I've already mentioned previously that I really like Harry Styles. Okay, I've got that calendar coming in the mail soon, hopefully. And so when I was on Barnes & Noble looking through, I was like, I wonder what kind of, if they have anything Harry Styles related. And like they had like random like coffee table books, and I didn't care about any of that stuff. Because if anything's, like, focused on, like, One Direction era, I don't care about it, like, at all. I only care about, like, Harry Styles within the last 3 years. That's it. But anyway, then I came across this. It's advertised as a Harry Styles lyrics coloring book, okay? The word lyrics is in the title. So I was assuming that it was going to be, like, pages of, like, lyrics of his songs that you can then, like, color in and make like cute, but that's not in this at all. It's like this. Like, what the heck? What? This is not a lyric. That's not lyrics. I hate this. He's a child. He's a child in this. I don't care about Harry Styles as a child. Look how poor quality that is. So this is disappointing. This is really... I'm glad that it was only $7 because otherwise... Oh my god, look at this. What? These are probably... Now that I'm thinking about it, these are probably... Oh, these are totally like fan art pictures. I hope this person had like permission to use other people's art. It's so like poorly. Oh, this was so stupid. What is this? I don't even know what this is. This is so stupid. Anyway. Oh my gosh. So, I've got a lot of good books to start me on this year. I've already read this one, halfway through this one. I think the next one, I was gonna start reading this, but I actually think this is the next one that I'm gonna read. It's the biggest one too. And then I also did this thing on my Instagram where I asked, and Facebook actually, I got more people on Facebook. I guess more people I know on Facebook are more bigger readers than the people I know on Instagram apparently. But anyways, I asked, or I came across this like 12 books, 12 friends a year challenge where you get 12 people to recommend a book to you, and then you read those books throughout the year. I think I got 11 people, and then one person recommended 2 books to me. Really, it was really interesting to see what other people would recommend, because so many of the books are not books that like would interest me at all, but I want to give people a chance because who knows, maybe I'll really like something that I wouldn't think to give a chance. Though I will say that a couple people recommended things that sound really good. So yeah, I'm hanging in there. I am really not doing great. I have cut back. I'm only doing 2 hours at work. Which is so frustrating because not that long ago I cut back and was only doing 5 hours at work, and now I'm only doing 2 hours at work. And I just hope I can get back to working more because I like work. I also really like having money, and I already wasn't making very much money to begin with, so now I'm making like half as much. So I am trying to stay positive and optimistic, but it's hard. It's hard. I don't like being sick. I don't like feeling like crap. I also really, really, really don't like not knowing what's going on. And so, yeah, I have another couple of weeks before I can get in to see a cardiologist. And I am just hoping and praying that I do not get worse between now and then. But I will just have to do whatever I have to do, you know? Whatever happens, I have to find a way to get through it. And I'm just really grateful that I work somewhere that is just so accommodating to me and just so willing to let me work what I can, you know? Happy New Year, guys. I hope that your first week of the new year has been better. So be safe, be well. I hope you find ways to enjoy your life, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.